o'clock specific standard time for those persons that get in, that that get in as members, because it's exclusive only. And then once you're a membership, I'll help you go ahead and make that purchase. As we see, Floki is 7.7, GRT 7.7. So let's get into the seven. Sheba just at 3.2%, and Bone is at Bone. People is going to be bigger than Sheba on Shibarium, right? Because it is the gas that that's gas fees will be on the Bone network, right? All about the bone marrow. Let's get into all about the numbers. Boom. The number seven again is divine transition. It brings perfection. In fact, Psalms, why do I keep doing it? It's a habit. I'm sorry. Psalm, not with the S, Psalm 7 brings perfect order, right? Brings perfect order, perfection of order. Let's break down seven. The 7 day completion happened in Genesis. Completion, rest happened. Rest means to bankrupt, to reset as we get into 9/11, and the seven connection to bankrupt the financial system. Once you look at the core of that definition in Hebrew, rest means to bankrupt. It's not like the rest that we are used to in our world, in the Western civilization world, where rest means to just sit down and take a nap. Now I'm finished working, and now it's time for me to take a rest or a nap. No, it's not that much. Text CC to get more information, about that cryptocurrency. And so, listen, if that's when I show you the value of something, right? Text me, because this is a very valuable, time sensitive opportunity to get in that natural gas crypto. So I wouldn't be, but it's $115 to become a member. If that seems too risky for you, then maybe that's like a Netflix subscription or something, right? And I'm just making it clear because I'm going to work with the people who's trying to get in before it goes away, and I don't have time for time wasters or people that $115 is a stretch for them to become a member, right? To get that crypto. I it's nothing that I can really do for you. That's the issue. But really pray for you that your finances improve some type of way where there's not an issue in the future, right? $115 to become a membership to get access where there's not an issue for you in the future, right? And I tell people, and most time I tell people, if that's an issue for you now, what are you doing? What are you doing to fix it? Right? What are you doing to fix that? But 777, let's get back focused. Seven great land masses form, I don't know if you all know this, to complete the earth. Seven great bodies of water form to complete an ocean. Seven colors make a perfect spectrum. This is why when God flooded the earth, he told Noah, I'm going to always show you the rainbow as a sign of the infinite intelligence. I don't want to just say God as in the masculine form, but it's most identified as masculine. But this is where infinite intelligence told Noah that I will never again flood the earth and the rainbow, the perfect spectrum, seven colors of the rainbow. In fact, the LGBT community only use six colors. So you should ask yourself, why did they use these colors in this flag, right? They cannot use seven. They cannot use the number of perfection. They cannot use that perfect spectrum, right? And so seven notes to a perfect scale, 7 year sabbatical. In the 7 year where we are entering, right, is the year of rest. 7 days out of a week, although there used to be 8 days, but I won't get on that. 7 days of time in the Bible for mourning the dead. Seven equals purification. In the Word of God, you'll find that in Psalm 12:6, right? Seven Greek speaking Christians were appointed by 12 apostles That's in Acts 6 and 3. 7 spiritual gifts given from God. That's in Romans chapter 12, 1 through 8. Um, and then you have the Bible that's divided into 7 divisions, right? But then you have the wall of Jericho. The last day, the people were given instructions to march around that wall 7 times, right? 7 times. And a second. All right, Second Kings chapter 5. Naaman went and dipped, saying for the man of God, right? He was clean 7 times. 7 is divine transition, right? 7 churches in Revelation, 7 stars, 7 angels, 7 seals of judgment, 7 spirits of God, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7 mountains, 7 kings, just so many, right, in the Bible. Number 7. So number 7 is a divine transition. When you're seeing that number, you're supposed to be transitioning into something. The perfected state of God, right? 70 times 7, how many times do you are supposed to offer or forgiveness, right? Divine order is supposed to come into place. You're supposed to have an understanding of a product, especially the one I just showed you, right? Of its product of understanding. This is why the forgiveness is 70 times 10. You're supposed to have an understanding, a completion, a divine order, a spiritual path for your life. God made creation in 6 days. The divine order to bring the 7th day was the spiritual connection, right? The spiritual connection. 4 is the number, the meaning of the number 4 is the number of the earth realm. When you add the 4 to the 3, which is the Trinity, a spiritual number, then you have a spiritual and physical earthly combination. 4 is the creative works of God. In Revelation 7 and 1, it breaks down the 4 corners of the earth. There are 4 cardinal directions. This is where we get the word news from: north, east, west, and south. I'm just going to sit back and teach, right? The 4 phases of the moon, the 4 elements: earth, wind, fire, and air. The 4 rivers of paradise is talked about in Genesis chapter 2 and 10. And Jeremiah 49, it talks about the 4 winds of heaven. 4 things make up the universe: time, energy, space, and matter. 4 seasons: winter, spring, summer, and fall. 4 divisions of the day: morning, noon, evening, and midnight. 4 major provisions for man: again, earth, air, water, fire. 4 winds, 4 horns, right? 4 horsemen, 4 acts of judgments. And this is God's creative work. So when you add your creative works are supposed to be added. Now I'm saying 666, but your creative works are supposed to be added with your spiritual works. And this is where we get to saying, don't be so spiritually minded that you're no earthly good. You won't believe how many people come on my live stream because I break down numbers in this way, and it's an attraction for them, that they feel like I'm so spiritually minded. But then you ask them to take a earthly action that will combine both being spiritually rich with financial riches, and they don't want to do the creative. They don't want to do, the earthly actions. They just want to be spiritually rich, and that's not the way we were supposed to be. In fact, the Bible says, "I command you to be rich in this world," and it states that the highest heavens belong to the Lord, but the earth I have given unto mankind. So God's way of having earth is through commodities and its earthly riches. And so when people are unable to make an action or decision to improve their financial wealth in the earth realm, and they only focus on spiritual wellness. In fact, the Bible breaks down the 7 heavens. 7 heavens, not just one, 7. People say, I'm going to heaven. I'm like, which one are you talking about? It's 7 mentioned in the Bible. And so, with this being said, you are charged to be rich in this world to walk in your purpose because no one can finance true freedom without financial support. In fact, in Abraham in the Bible, I think chapter 13 of Genesis, it says Abraham was very rich. And just so the real spiritual people want to say, oh, that means he was spiritually rich. No, 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 no. Say he was rich in silver, gold, livestock, and we know he had land. He was commodities rich. So now that crypto is linked to commodities, this is the window of opportunity. Just like Noah had on his boat, there was a window of opportunity for every animal, every person to enter in. And when that window is closed, it's closed. Now I can get into the two kinds of animal in every art, the number 2, but I won't. Now I will end this on September 11th. World War III has started, currency changing and war happening. Yes. Thank you, D. Wow. Love it, love it, love it. I don't think the end is coming. I don't agree with that. I don't agree with the rapture. I don't. I do not agree with that. I don't. I don't agree with that. No. Because in Revelation it talks about a new heaven and new earth. God's plan is never to come back. It's to prepare man in this changing transaction. Right? How can, a new heaven, new earth? Well, no, that's not going. I don't believe that's happening. No. I mean, in 1933 depression, people thought Jesus would return too. And it's amazing to me how people only want Jesus to return when the economy gets bad. But when the economy is good, they're like, oh, we good, Jesus, you don't have to come back. A lot of things that stop people from coming financially rich is their BS, which is their belief system. When the economy good, they're not thinking about Jesus. They're thinking about steak and seafood and traveling. We don't even hear about, he's coming back. No, you don't hear about that. You didn't hear about that when Trump was in office and gas was low in the stock market. Oh, no, they didn't want him to come back then. Just hold on, Jesus. That's okay. The economy good. We good. Right. The rapture is nowhere in the Bible. Thank you. It's not. Thank you. It's not. Nowhere. Anywhere. So I will be with you to the end of the ages. That's different. But the 7-11 attacks, commonly known as 9/11, the 4, I broke down the number 4, coordinated, right? Carry out the militant. Yeah. I'm not going to read all of this. But that morning, 19 terrorists, right? I can get to the number 8, but I won't. But 19 terrorists, and because, or the number 10 is going to be shown a lot in this as well. So 9 plus 1 is 10. 4 happens in the earth realm. That's why Elon Musk purchased Twitter for $44 billion. The hijackers in track crashed 2, the number 2. 2 is the number of division. 2 is the number of division. And so the number 2, 11 is a split. The number 10 is the number of law and order and responsibility. And so they crashed 2 planes, the first 2 planes in Twin Towers, and the third, it was 4 planes in all. And the 4th plane was also in the federal government building, and the attacks killed nearly 3,000 people. The first plane, people, American Airlines number, what? 11. 11. In fact, I made a post on my YouTube channel today about 11 states that's at risk of bad weather this weekend. Right? 11, just like Genesis 11, is a sign of warning that there's going to be destruction, but a wealth transfer at the same time. Under these rubbles of these buildings, gold, physical gold and silver was found. There was destruction and a wealth transfer. Genesis 11, breaks down a frequency change of the towers and a language, a global change, Genesis 11, right? And so within an hour, 42 minutes, the destruction happened. The other flight people, number 3, I just broke down 7-7, divine transition. Divine transition. The fourth and final, number 4, what happens in the earth realm was 93, right? 12 is the number of government. 12 disciples, 12 constellations, 12 months in a year. That is the number of government, right? Then we go back to number 11. 1 out of 12 disciples was corrupt to Jesus. So, yeah. Now, all of these flights targeting. So that's what this is. Latin. Look at the year. May 2nd. Again, May this year. March is considered the first month of the year. May is the 3rd when you look at the when you're not going off the Gregorian calendar, right? But rather the Jewish calendar. And so, as you can tell, the first of the year brings about spring. But this was on May, and then it was 11, a double 11 again, right? That it happened. And then you see the 10 billion infrastructure of property damages. So the number 10 is all the way in this. In fact, Acts chapter 10 tells you about spiritual transformation, energy transformation in Acts chapter 10 that happened in the 9th hour, right? Again, 10 is that you got the 10 commandments, you got the 5 spiritual parts, and the 5 natural parts. The thing is, people are so unbalanced. 5 is a number of balance. That's why we have 5 fingers, 5 toes, 5 senses, right? People are really spiritual and they're broke, or they're broke, really spiritual or religious and they're, struggling financially. So people don't like me to use the word broke sometimes. So I won't say that. But the Bible does say the poor will be with you always, right? So either they're really religious and spiritual and they're poor financially, or sometimes, which I think people have to be really spiritual to understand commodities, because silver and gold is an attractor of wealth. And I'm pointing down because I have some silver and gold here. But in order to be really rich, you have to be a spiritual, enlightened person. But sometimes people can be really spiritual, enlightened, and really struggling financially, or they can have a whole lot of money, have no spiritual insight, right? And so they're not in balance. They're not in equilibrium, right? And so that's all I have to say. 5 is also for giving and receiving, right? The 2 fish and the 5 loaves of bread, which equal to the number 7. But the 5 had to be given from the little boy lunch. And then also the number 2, which means a number of separation for multiplication. I won't even get into that. I'm logging out. Let me get with these people that want to get into crypto. If World War III is here, tell me why we should get these before Tuesday. Get what before Tuesday? The natural gas crypto that I was talking about will not be available to purchase on in this private sector, membership-based sector that I'm telling you about. That's why I'm saying Tuesday for that, right? If you want to get the crypto that's connected by natural gas, they're not going to make it available to buy the digital software to get there before Tuesday. And so why you need to get it by the summer, I think is the better question, because this is when we're going to see natural gas prices and crude oil increase again like it did last summer. Agreed. The Simpsons do not predict. They already know. They already know what's going to happen. They're elite because they plan it. So it's not a prediction, right? Okay, y'all, I'm signing out. So if you're getting in late, I'm telling people about, just finished some Bible numerology, or some people don't even like me to say that, but The Bible meaning of the numbers. I'll say it that way if you don't like the word numerology. Crypto links to black gold, Texas T, is up 4.59%. Digital gold, this is real gold in the earth realm, is up 3.66%. Debt, people, is up 10%. Debt is going to be like Bone on Shibarium or BNB. It is that utility token or Ethereum. Future prediction of this to be listed on Binance. So get it before it listed on Binance. This is how you get this is what your membership gets you the access to. This is the natural gas cryptocurrency I was talking about that goes away Tuesday for those who are non-members to purchase. This is Grow, high yielding agriculture that's supported by soybeans, hemp, wheat, cocoa beans. Just cocoa alone is a $1 billion industry. In fact, I have some cocoa butter around here. And so just that cocoa industry alone, XPLR is the satellite technology that finds these commodities in the earth realm in a more faster and environmentally friendly way. That's the satellite technology. I'm saying 666 here, but I'm not going to break down 666. My voice is getting tired. But the 666 is aluminum. That's where it's showing the gains as well. I will say this 666 is the number of man. On the 6th day, God said it was very good. And the 666 has to do with your pineal gland. This is why on the 6th day, the wild beast, that's an analogy of your pineal gland, your spiritual man, and your physical man. The wild beast and man was created on the 1st day. In fact, Genesis 1:27 tells us that humans were created before they even mentioned Adam, right? And also, King Solomon, the richest king, richest man in the Bible, accepted gold in the amount of 666 tons a year for continuity cash flow. That was his number, 666. So it's also a representation of physical wealth in the earth realm and finances in the trade system, this is aluminum, a $5 billion industry right now. 666, right? That's why no man can buy or sell, right? It is a monetary meaning as well as spiritual. Beverage is the number 11 is showing.